Hello, we are back. I don't know quite what happened there. Apologies. Let's try that again. Good evening, everyone. Hello, we back? We back live? If we are, please drop us a comment and let us know. We just had a bit of a glitch. Here we go again. We are back. Back, working again. Apologies. Hide your hand inside your coat. Strange one, but whatever. Okay, a few interesting questions. Hello everyone, welcome back. Apologies for that, we just had a bit of a glitch in the matrix. Good evening, all. Welcome this evening. We are back after that little glitch, working on the Lossy Micro B this evening. Just trying to get a few bits sorted out. Hopefully going to make a bit of progress. Give us a shout, let us know where you're watching from, what you're up to, all that jazz. Ignore a few of these weird comments that we're getting. Please feel free to say hello, pop any questions down below and we can have a chat. I am just doing a bit of searching around for stuff. There we go. All those messages have gone as if by magic. Now, I did take a load of this apart and I've forgotten where I've put it. Somewhere around here, in a bit of chaos at the moment. Here we go. This is what I wanted. Good evening, everyone that is tuned in. Please say hello, give us a shout, let us know where you're watching from. Keen to hear. Let us know what you've been up to this week, what you've got planned, RC related or not. Hello, Katie. Good evening. Where are you joining us from tonight? Hello, everyone that has just joined us. We are live again for a little bit of a worktop session, desk session, bench session, something like that. Hello from Scotland. Hope you've been having some good weather up there. It's been absolutely beautiful down here the last few days. I know you had a lot of snow recently, but the sun has come out here. I hope you have been enjoying it as well. Hello, Evan. Good evening. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. Hope you've had a good day. Please let us know where you are watching from. I always find it super interesting to hear how far this reaches. I think we have people all the way from Brazil last Thursday. I'll tilt you down a little bit so you can see a little bit more of what's going on. At the moment, I am just working on this buggy. Had a few issues with the transmission and motor not playing ball. I think we were getting a bit of friction between the two, so I have CNC'd a little motor plate. And even in England, excellent. Nice to hear it. Hope you've had some good weather. It's been absolutely beautiful down here the last few days, down in sunny Sussex. Now, this is Mark 1 of this motor plate. I don't know if it's going to work or not. I was playing around with it on CAD. I thought I had it nailed, but maybe it might need a bit of modifications. You're in Sussex as well? Wow. Total local. Good to see you. You will most definitely have been enjoying the sun then. If anyone has got any questions or even jokes or anything to get us through this session tonight on the bench, I'd love to hear them. We had some pretty borderline ones last week. But it's all good. I'm not easily offended. Hello, welcome anyone that has joined us on this live stream. We are doing a little bit of work on a car first, and then I've got a parcel to unbox and take a look at. If I can get a few more people on here, we will do that and see what is in there. I don't think this is working particularly well for me tonight, so it might just purchase a Reflex RX28, hopefully back soon. Ah, Ben. Is that Ben that has been racing with us? I assume it quite possibly is. Very nice indeed. I am incredibly jealous because I expect it's a nice new one. I will be expecting you to be hot on my tails. No doubt you will. I think I might have done some bad maths with this motor plate, unfortunately. Do you have micro receivers for the Fly Sky? Not for sale or anything like that. I have them myself, but that's all. Das Micro or MXO racing would be my preference. You can pick them up pretty cheap now, which is quite good. Right, I think I might have messed this design up. I thought I'd managed to get it good, but apparently not. Good evening, everyone. Welcome tonight to this little live stream. We are just doing a bit of work on the bench, and then if people are interested, we will take a look at what is in the box beside me that turned up today. I'm quite keen to see what is in there. I have not had a single peek myself, so I know it's going to be interesting from the pictures that I saw of it when I purchased it. Purchased it slightly out of curiosity, but also because it's not something that I've had. So once I've just established that I've messed this up, we will open up the box. Right. I think I've made a significant mistake with, well, no. Doesn't look, it looks like it should work, but I don't know. Let's just give it one more go on here. Ben, if you're still online, was it the, I can't remember what they call it, the version 3 chassis you bought? If so, I am incredibly jealous. Good evening, anyone that has just joined us. We are having a bit of a mess around tonight on the bench, playing around with a few things. If you've got any questions, please, as always, pop them down in the comments and I will do my best to answer them. Okay, we might be winning. I don't like this. I have been trying to find a suitable motor plate for this setup. Not had any luck with a true confirmation as to whether the ones online fit. So I went down the route of machining my own, and It's not terrible, but it's not quite there yet, I don't think. I think I'm still having clearance issues. Doesn't look straight. Good evening, everyone. Does anyone... Yeah. Right. This will have to wait. Who wants to see this box opened and see what's inside? Here we go. This is the box. Now, as I say, I saw this online in the week. It was a bit of a bargain. Well, maybe a bargain. Might be a complete waste of money. But yeah, it's a little bit different. Let's hoping for a few more people online to take a look at it, but there you go. Let's try and get this box open. If I had a knife, that would be really helpful. Here we go. Right, let's get it open. See what's inside. See whether I made a big mistake or just a little mistake. Good evening, welcome to anyone that has just joined us. We are opening a box tonight. Okay. Interesting. Bit of a carrier bag. Interestingly packed. Okay, there you go. That will give it away a little bit. Get a little bit of this. Right. Here we go then. Pretty sure cars aren't supposed to rattle. Okay, here we have it. Okay, I mean, I didn't pay much for this, so I'm not too worried. It actually looks in pretty good condition. The thing that got me when I saw this was this. The off-road tyre on the front. What do we make of that? Different, shall we say? God, blimey, O'Reilly. God, the bodies are held on well with these, eh? Jeez. Good evening. Welcome anyone that has just joined us. We are just opened this car, which I've just picked up. It's not looking in too bad shape, but my word, the body clips on it are crazy. Okay. A couple of batteries in there. Don't really need. Let's take those out. There you go. It actually looks in pretty good shape. I've not had a Not had the Le Mans chassis before. Significant amount of dog hair in the back, so that needs to come out. I think we might need to look at the diff as well. This is just interesting. Where did they get that tyre from? It looks like it's come from a Lego set. I think it actually might have. I think we have a Lego tyre on here. Interesting. Not sure that that would have worked terribly well. Whatever works. So we're going to need to get some new tyres for that. Anyone else had one of these Le Mans Mini Zs before? I'm guessing they run a totally different tyre on the front. Lot of depth to it. Although perhaps we could just run some, what we got? +1 offset, I think, on here. So not a huge amount of offset. They look small as well. Wonder what we could do there. 0 offset on the rear. Now these I think have a wider, is it wider axle on the back or a narrower one? I can't remember. It's one of the two. I'm getting a lossy Micro SCT to make a Micro Dirt Oval late model. I assume that's one of the old ones. There are a few of those still kicking about. I had a drive of one not long ago. Not quite like the new ones, but yeah, cool. Sounds good. Yeah, don't really know what to do about that. We'll have to find some tyres for this. Don't know quite what to use. Well, maybe I'm. No. Well, kind of. The stock tyres kind of fit. Yeah, please do. Please, yeah. Send us a link to. If anyone has got anything they want to send me, feel free to contact me via Instagram or. Yeah, that's probably the easiest way. You can always drop us a message. So WL Toys 22201 200 of Micro Jeep. I think I have seen those. Interesting looking cars. Let's have a quick play with this and see if we can fix a few bits on it. As I say, I've not had one of these Le Mans cars before, so I thought it would be interesting to pick it up, see what they drive like. I only paid about $50 for it, so can't really complain. Bit of a bargain. Good evening, anyone that has just joined us. We are just having a bit of a play around tonight. I was going to do a few bits on buggies, but I got sidetracked by this little parcel that turned up today. Going to need to put some proper wheel nuts on here. We had a good fun race on Monday night. If anyone joined us on the live stream, thank you very much. $40 wishbone bone suspension, 3-wire servo brushed, ball bearings. The WL Toy stuff isn't terrible. We obviously did that build series on the Micro B copy, which was really unfortunate that that the radio gear on that wasn't as good as it could have been. Apparently it has changed issue, but can easily fix it. It's charging issue. Charging issue would be the least of my worries. Yeah, you should be able to sort that. There we go. I think we've solved one of the issues with this. Could do with a set of wheel nuts on it. Oh, I had a really nice set of gold ones, but I got rid of them the other day. Hello. If I'm not mistaken, you can mount additional width MRO3 two-wheel drive tyres and wheels on the front end. Yeah, I was just a bit worried about the diameter. The tyres that's a standard MRO3 tyre. It does go on there. It's a little bit loose though. No, I don't think I've got any. I might have got some. Maybe? No, I don't think I do. Yeah, it's a little bit loose on there. So, I mean, I could glue it on there, but I don't really want to glue it. I think I just need to, well, yeah, I've not, I guess for racing, I could just use, standard ones. Got it. I'm not positive. I haven't done it myself. Yeah, I mean, there's no reason why you couldn't use the standard wheels and stuff for racing. We could do that now. I suppose we should do, really, because it'd be nice to run it. I haven't got Mini Z racing coming up for a little while, but yeah, why not? Let's see what wheels. I know what we could put on here. It might look quite cool. I've got just the wheels for it. I don't know if I've got tyres, but I've got just the wheels. Good evening, anyone that's just joined us. We are having a bit of a play around tonight with this little parcel that just turned up. Let's see if I can leave it in the shot. There we go. Whoa, sorry. Apologies for that. I'm just balancing the phone very carefully. Hope everyone has had a good week, by the way. Let us know in the comments what you've been up to. If you've got any plans for the weekend. Now, I really need 0 offset on these. I've got just the ones. Had these kicking around for a while. However, it's not looking great. I've only got one. Thought I had a full set. Almost worth breaking into a new packet. How about we run these? These are the Route 246 alloy wheels. Saying that, what's that? Is that a pair? Oh no, we're good. We're good. Well, good-ish. Let's try these. See what it looks like. It's got to be done, isn't it? Don't know what to do with it. Are they what? No, they're still just normal width. It's either that or you've got to go like 14 mil wide on the back. Could we do that? Give us some serious grip. Hello, good evening to anyone that has just joined us. Hope you are all well. Please do let us know where you are watching from. Hello, John. Good to see you caught us this time. I know you missed us last time. Apologies for not making this any sort of regular thing. Life is just too hectic around here to try and pin a time down. What do we think? Bit high up. Hello, boo boo. Do we like that? It sits a bit high, but if we squat it down, which it'll need to be, I'm quite happy to run this because it was so cheap, but at the same time it does look quite good. What do we reckon, gold wheels, or let's pop a tyre on here. I don't even know where these tyres came from. This tyre on here. Is it a Mini Z Boo Boo? Yes, it is. It is a new one that I've just picked up. Popped up on Facebook earlier in the week. It is a 102mm wheelbase Mini Z. It's not one that I've had before, so I picked it up. It's a MRO3 chassis. I think you can get these on the MRO4 now, but this is on the MRO3. Incidentally, I didn't really. I said never had one of these before. The rear motor on these, or the motor mount on this, looks very similar to the MRO3, to the MRO4. No, it's definitely the MRO3. I didn't realise that this motor mount for the Le Mans cars is so close to the MRO3. MRO4. Confusing myself now. So MRO3 Le Mans versus MRO4. They are both very similar. Didn't know that, because if I did, I would have run one of those a long time ago. But there you go. We learn something new every day. Do the Mini Zs come with clear bodies by any chance? They don't come with clear bodies. You can buy plain white bodies. All the Mini Zs come with an ABS body. So yeah, you can paint them yourself if you so wish. You can also get pre-coloured ones like this, which is a John Murima body. Those come pre-coloured in the plastic, so you can kind of use it as a bit of a start point if that's what you fancy. As much as I like doing custom paint, I hate doing custom paint. It stresses me out because I'm a bit of a perfectionist and I always mess it up. So there is quite a good few options out there. There are some also amazing paint jobs that people have done in the past. Right, let's see what these look like. I think these are going to be the ones. Stick a tire on the front here so it doesn't look so stupid. Here we go. What's this going to look like? I can't believe how hard this body is to get on. I'm wondering whether... Good evening, everyone. In the mini Zeds, I use nickel metal hydrides, just standard rechargeable AAAs. You can use alkalines, but it gets a bit expensive. But yeah, standard AAAs, Amazon basics, or whatever takes your fancy, really. There we go. Let's have some light on the subject. I didn't even realise that was off. There we go. What do we reckon of those? They look pretty cool. Don't know if you guys can see. You can probably see better than I can now. I've got a load of chats in the way. I can't see. No, can't see. Let's get a front wheel on there. Good news is that it clears. What offset did we have on the front? +1. Here we go. Tyres. Right. Let's pop these on. I want to design a Cadillac hypercar. There, yeah, I mean, if you have a look around, there's some pretty sick bodies out there. GL Racing do a number of sort of Le Mans hypercar-esque looking bodies. Worth looking at those. Hello, Vast RCX. Good evening. I won't tell. Well, we'll have to have another chat. Yeah, give us a shout. Let us know when you want to have a chat. Looking forward to trying some of those parts out. But yeah, good evening. Welcome to the live tonight. We are just going through this little mini Z that just turned up. It was a bit of a bargain that I saw on Facebook earlier in the week, and I thought I'd grab it. We have taken the Lego tires off of it. I think I've established that's what they're from. And we're just seeing if we can do a little bit, well, just playing around with it this evening, having a bit of a chat. Hope everyone is well and has had a good week. We did just take a little look at the buggy that I've been having a few issues with, and established I've still got a few issues, but there you go. Hopefully this will... I've had a bit of a stressful week with various things going wrong, so this is just a little bit of therapy. Whoa, what's going on, everyone? How well do you think the aero is on the Le Mans Mini Zs? Well, currently, not great, because the rear end looks like it's sitting higher than the giraffe, but I don't quite get why Kyosho can't get some of these bodies to actually sit flat, or sit how you would think they would, but there you go. That's what they decided on, and they've left it up to us to sort out. I think this is going to look quite good if we can sort that out. So if you haven't have guessed, I was chatting to Vast, I think it was just yesterday, and hopefully we've got a few things coming along in the plan for the buggies, so very much looking forward to trying those, see if we can sort out a few of the issues that I've been having and see how fast we can get these things to go. I've had a very brief look and feel of where I think these buggies can go, but we now just need to get it all dialed in. Right, tyres. Haven't got much in the way of tyres at the moment. I'll probably something. Make sure it's actually holding. I'm sure that these, well, I know for a fact that the bodies do make a big difference on these cars. I was experimenting with wings just the other day on the John Murima bodies, and I tried their high downforce wing, and it made a huge difference. Really did. Couldn't quite believe it. I went back to the stock one though. But yeah, it definitely does make a difference. So, oh, this does look good. This does look good. I mean, it's hard for these wheels not to make anything look good. They are absolutely beautiful. However, I did run them for a little while, and I had a few issues with them getting all bent and messed up. So I ended up deciding not to run them. Right, run to me. Good evening, anyone that has just joined us tonight. Welcome. Hope you're all having a good week. Does the Charisma RC have some 16th scale? I have wheels and tires for some sort. Charisma, yes. I have one of the Charismas here. I did a review on it a little while back. Interesting car. A lot of fun. Great fun for bashing around the skate park. I'm not going to give it away just yet. Rear motor is like a truck, a bit like an RC10 truck. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It had its quirks, but it's still a fun little truck. This had honeycombs on the back and ribs on the front. Right, here we go then. Right, nearly there. Let's see what you guys make of this. Looks pretty cool. Just got to decide if we're going to butcher the body to try and get it to sit a bit lower. I think that's going to be the question. There we go. I guess if it had more tyre on there, it wouldn't look so bad. But I think it needs the front to come down. It needs the rear to come down a long way, doesn't it? Then I think we might have issues actually. I think if we come down too far, we might run into issues with the rear shock hitting the back of the body, which is probably why they haven't done it. It's a bit of a shame. No, I think looks like these clips should come off, or should have been lower down, shall we say. Let's see what we can do. It's going to sit on the shelf. It's got to look good. And if it's going to drive, it's got to drive good. Oh, we might be onto something. We might be lucky. Oh, we are one clip off. We're going to be lucky on the other side though. These things are normally welded well on. Okay, I think we might be winning. You do have to be super careful with these. But second clip off. It's the first thing that has gone right for me tonight, today even. Let's see if we can get this body sitting a little lower and a little better. Now, whenever I mount up a body, always do a trial test fit before you glue the clips in place. I did do a video on building the Jomurima body, and it's well worth a watch. I swear by using the MEK solvent to glue these bodies together. I was lazy the other day and did a body with just standard adhesive, and it all fell to pieces. And I was kicking myself, but there you go. It's good to remind yourself of some of the standard practices that you do for so long and then question. If anyone has got any questions, please pop them down in the comments. Please let us know where you're watching from, what you're into, what you're up to, anything, or just tell us a joke. Anything to keep us amused. What are we working on, Lennon? We are working on a Le Mans Mini Z. Now this car came, well, it arrived today. I saw it on Facebook. It was on one of the groups. It was on one of the Facebook groups. It popped up and it was in the UK, which is very rare. And it was rather cheap. I've got to admit, I thought it might have been a bit of a scam, but turns out it wasn't. I did chat to the chap beforehand and he sounded all good. Very nice chap. I don't know how he had come about it, but I picked it up. I've not had one of these Le Mans longer wheelbase chassis before. It was quite interesting. It came with this wheel and tyre on the front, and I believe it is a Lego tyre. I mean, it's round and it fitted the wheel, but it was slightly interesting. But we are having a play around and yeah, just popped a set of these, what did I say they were called? Route 246, the Kyosho sub-brand. So yeah, we just popped a set of those on, see what it looked like. The back end was sitting rather high, so I've just popped the clips off the body and we're going to try and see if we can get it sitting a little lower. I don't know if we are going to be able to because the shock might get in the way, but if we can, it's going to make it look and drive a lot better. So fingers crossed. Anyone else at their bench while they are watching this? Please let us know. Let us know what you're working on. I am keen to hear. Thank you very much. Does look cool. I got to admit, I wasn't always a fan of this particular Mini Z. I have a couple of the Toyota Le Mans cars up on the shelf. I'll show you. This is just a few of my little collection. So I've got those ones. The Toyotas there, and the McLaren, and then the other McLarens. I've got a bit of a thing for McLarens, but yeah, I've not driven one, so I thought, why not go for this, have a play with it, and nothing to lose really. I don't know. I think it's a bit interesting. I thought these clips were in the wrong place, but it turns out I think it's just a bit of a design difference. They don't really fit. But we're going to have a little bit of a modify and just try and get this sitting a little lower. So yeah, McLarens are my favourite of all the cars. I don't know why. Styling I just love, and obviously being a British car, British brand, I have a bit of a thing for that. And I actually went around the McLaren factory at one point as well and had a look at where they're all made, so that was pretty cool too. What's your top speed? Top speed? What? On a model car? On a real car? Don't think I've ever been that fast with either, to be honest. Certainly not in my not in the van that I drive. RC car. My fastest RC car. I've never really had anything that's that fast. I mean, scale speed. Some of these small cars that we drive are probably doing pretty well. 10th scale buggies are obviously got pretty insane acceleration. I suppose that brings up the thing of whether we should do some micro drag cars, but yeah, I don't have a huge amount of places around here to go fast other than on tracks, so sort of not many sort of parking lots or anything like that that are great around here, so I kind of miss out on that side of the hobby. It would be fun though. I have actually been toying with a few ideas for a speed run car for the channel, but it's going to take a lot of money and time and everything to want to go and commit to all of that. I don't know that we're quite there on the channel, ready on the channel yet for that sort of build, but perhaps in a year or so I will. I will certainly keep toying with the idea in my brain and thinking of various ideas. Nice. I do have the SCX 24s and 30s as well. Not right to hand at this second, but I have a whole heap of parts here ready to be built. Here you go. Got this build that needs to be done. Injora very kindly sent me a huge pile of bits. They just kept on sending them, so hoping to get onto this in the next week maybe. Yes, John, I do consider myself very lucky. I had a friend who oh, apologies. I had a friend who worked for McLaren at the time in, I think he was performance, pretty high up. And yeah, we got to go around the factory. I went in the wind tunnel, walked through the wind tunnel, which was pretty cool. Sat in Hamilton's F1 McLaren at the time. It was when they were all chrome painted. Sat in his actual car, which was obviously pretty amazing. Sat in a whole load of other cars, saw the P1 being developed, loads of cool stuff. But yeah, very lucky to do that. Fast, let's do a Spec B drag car. I will design along. Down with that. Let's do it. A couple of people have been asking me to do a drag build, and I've been thinking about it every few hours today, literally thinking about it today. really just what to do on the rear end. Front end wants to be, are we talking like drag car as in like funny car type thing, or I'm thinking like dragster, like let's lengthen this thing. So I built back when I was 7 or 8. We had a brand, or still have a brand called Mardave, and they have like a mini stock, and I dragged out one of those with a huge, great, long, like probably 700 millimeter aluminium chassis. So revisiting that with something like this, I would be all over, because nostalgia and everything else, really. Yeah, I'd be all over that. We were talking about it the other day. I don't know what we'll do for tyres. That's going to be an interesting one. Foams of some sort, I guess. Trying to get some foams to fit is going to be interesting. Or maybe we'd find some sort of rubber tyres to work. Transmission, I don't really know. That's going to be an interesting one. What we'd do with this one, Lennon, is that how I should be pronouncing your name? Lennon? What's this? This is the Hobby Plus Spec B. Another one of the new-ish micro buggies. Great little car, super cheap. They're under $100. And a lot of fun. Yeah, but yeah, we've been long chassis. Cool. I'm down with that, Vast. Yeah, long chassis. We'll have to, maybe I'll come up with some sort of, when we've got a bit of an idea on length, and we can maybe make some sort of cage for it. We can obviously, front end is pretty good to go, I think. Yeah, I think front end will pretty much stay as is. Maybe lower the shock tower, lay the shocks down a little bit, maybe. But yeah, it's just going to be what we do on the rear end, really. I will have to find somewhere to run it. But yeah, lay the shock. Yeah. Don't know quite how we'll manage that. It might require, but you're the man to do it, because you've got obviously your top deck here. If we can create a bit of clearance for those shocks to lay down, or maybe we can get away with like some shocks off something else. Maybe. What about SCX 30 shocks? SCX 30 shocks. I think they'll be pretty good. Might need a super stiff spring. Super stiff spring on there, but those could be the winner on that. Okay, we're starting to make a plan. What are we going to do on the rear end? Are we going to be good with the gearing? I mean, obviously we can go up to like some of those silly 9,000 kV motors. And by the time we get a straight axle, are they? Yeah. I was wondering whether it should be a fixed axle. It certainly doesn't need the suspension to go it's gonna 15,000. I mean, I don't know that by the time we've got, like, if we went for like something like the 9,000 kV from Furitech, by the time we've got big wheels on it, big tires on there, I think it's going to be shifting pretty quick anyway. I guess my main worry is going to be trying to make it controllable. It's all very well having loads of speed, but if we can't keep it going in a straight line, it's not going to be much fun. I'm 100%, yeah, gyro, definitely. I don't know. Can you put the gyro on the back wheels? Yes, the micro buggies, all of the micro buggies are some of the most fun cars that you will ever drive for the money. I wouldn't be driving them if they weren't fun. These things are like $100, and they perform out the box absolutely amazingly. I don't really know what much more to say. Can I buy the parts for them? Yeah, you can buy all the parts. There's hundreds of parts to choose from now. Loads of upgrades. If you hadn't realised, Vast is a manufacturer of upgrades for these cars, but likewise you can buy all of the spare parts as well. So it is a hobby grade style car. It is not a cheap one use, break it and you're left in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, great little cars. You got this, you got the Losi Micro B. You've got a couple of options. This is the Hobby Plus Spec B. You've got the Losi Micro B, and you've also got the Micro T, which is the truck version, slightly shorter wheelbase than the Losis. There are other brands. There are a few other ones out there, but I would consider these as being the best of the bunch. So yeah, grab one, buy one. You won't be disappointed, and you don't need much space to run it either. So it's a win-win. But back to the dragster. I'm all over this. We race them. Sorry, just edit these. So we race them every other week. You'll see some footage on my channel. Go take a look. Huge amount of fun. Yeah, that's my preference. I come from a racing background, so that's what I enjoy, and yeah, have a lot of fun doing it. Dragster though. It's just, I mean, we could just lock out the shocks on the rear. Yeah, they jump amazingly. There's not a lot that they don't do well. Lock the shocks out on the rear. It's just going to be tyres. I think that's going to be the hardest thing to sort. I don't know what we're going to do. I would have thought foams is going to be the easiest, but what I did back 20 years ago, 30 years ago probably, was I glued some small foams into some bigger foams, and that solved the problem. I had some nice big tyres. Do it. Depends where you're driving, to which one you buy. If you're just messing around at home, go with the truck. The Sussex Micro T is a great fun truck to drive around at home, do some jumps with, and have a great time. The buggy is great, a little bit more race orientated, but yeah, either way you won't be disappointed, and it'll be a lot of fun. 12 scale foams, yeah, it's just going to be getting the inner size. I suppose you just print some wheels, I guess. Probably makes sense, really. Print some nice lightweight wheels if they'll hold up to the torque. If we printed some wheels to then fit the foams, I do have some 12 scale foams around, not to hand though. Yeah, they should hold up. If not, yeah, they should. Okay, I think we've got a bit of a plan. Interesting. Yeah, I love messing about with these things. Are they good on the grass? No, not good for they're just too small. There's no clearance. Carpet, tarmac, concrete, that kind of thing. For me, indoors is where they're at. They're a huge amount of fun indoors. In the garage, you really don't need much space. A couple of meters, 2 or 3 meters. Huge amount of fun. Where can I buy the parts? Whereabouts are you? If you're in America, I would probably just go to A-Main Hobbies. That's the easiest place. If you want upgrades, there are loads of different brands. Check out Vast, check out Injora. Losi themselves make parts. There's hundreds of different brands out there. But to be honest, stock, they are absolutely fantastic. Canada, obviously shipping issues, crossing the border from the States. So I'm afraid I don't know too many retailers in Canada. So have a bit of a Google around. I'm sure you'll find somewhere. Right, need to get back to doing this. Right, we are just going to do a bit of a test fit on this body, see if we can. Haven't even got halfway through doing it. We got a bit distracted there, didn't we? No worries, not a problem. Got to help everyone out. Everyone has been, I've been in contact with quite a few brands over the last year of doing YouTube, and I have to say there have been a lot of very helpful and great companies to work with that have helped me out, and hopefully I've helped them out as well. And there have been a few that have been less so. but in general, I've had a lot of help and support, which has been very appreciated. And it has been amazing to watch the community on here grow. Does the mini micro spec come with a battery? Yeah, they all come with batteries. The only thing that I would say is the chargers. Certainly the chargers that come with the Locies aren't great. People say that using a very low power sort of USB plug thing helps. But personally, I would always purchase a half decent LiPo charger. I don't know if you're into the hobby at all and have a charger from something else, but yeah, with the LiPo batteries, you do have to be a little bit cautious and make sure you do it nice, charge them nice and safely, and doing that with a relatively good charger, or not, doesn't even have to be expensive. You can pick something up for $20 or $30, but it means that you're charging the batteries properly and that the cells are balanced, and that way they will last longer and you have a likelihood of causing any issues. If you are having if you get any more questions, either contact me on Instagram, but do head over to the channel and have a look at all the videos that I've done on these cars. There are loads, and by the time you've got through all of those, hopefully it will have answered a lot of your questions. Oh, okay, cool. Well, if you, yeah, I remember you saying now you've got the 30s and stuff. If you've got those, then grab yourself a decent charger. I use one called a Sky RC B6 Neo. You can pick one up, I think, for around about $30, and then that will do all of your SCX 24s and SCX 30s and all of that sort of stuff, and it'll keep your batteries in good shape and lasting a nice long time. So that would be my advice, and then that way you can use it on the Locies. So that, incidentally, the Locies, I don't know if it's the same battery as the SCX 24s that they do now, but very similar. Yeah, you will find most hobby shops have both. The Locie is probably the more common of the two. But yeah, go into any good hobby store and I'm sure they will help you out. Right, we are ready to do a bit of testing. Amazon, yeah, Amazon, I'm sure we'll have them as well. Try and support your local hobby shop if you can. It's always good to. Whether it be online or otherwise. Right, I'm just doing a little bit of a test fit here. This is the slightly ghetto hot glue method. No, I've got to say, no. I personally, I do think the Locie is better out of the box. Certainly for racing. I've had a few issues with my Spec B, and I believe there are, well, there are a few issues with the Spec B. and they know about them, and they are in the middle of sorting them out. There was an issue with the steering linkage on the Spec B, the angle that the steering linkage comes down at. Where's it gone? There it is. So yeah, the angle that the steering linkage comes down at is too steep, and it pops off quite easily. And there's an issue in the transmission, which they have solved with the gears being too tight. I've got all these bits which I need to get around to fitting. So there were a few issues. They have solved a few of them, but it does mean you have to buy those parts at the moment. They're not on the ones that you will find on the shelf. So yes, Vast, I have heard, well, I haven't heard a huge amount, but I've heard that there is stuff coming from them. So I am looking forward to hearing what it is. But as I say, out of the box, the Losi really doesn't need anything, and is a fantastic car. I do like the Spec B a lot, and I think it's got a lot of potential. But just at the moment, out of the box, I think the Losi does have the edge. All of them are great for racing for kids. I would say that the Spec B is probably built slightly tougher than the Losi, but saying that, my son, who is 7 years old, has been racing the Losi for a year, well, since it came out, and he's not broken a single part on it. And he's not shy of his trigger finger, let's put it like that. So fear of breaking things really isn't an issue. They just tend to bounce. Okay. I think we could be getting there with this. So that looks better. How about that? Can everyone see? Oh, you can't see. There we go. That looks better. Now all you guys can scroll back to the start of the stream and see how it was looking then. It's so unlikely that you'll break anything, but if you do, you can pick them up everywhere. Amazon will have loads of stuff. They're super easy. They're as easy, if not easier than, as easy as crawler stuff to get hold of. You'll find AliExpress. Everyone loves AliExpress. You can get parts off there. Yeah, you shouldn't have most hobby shops will have them, have the parts. They've been an extremely popular car over the past year, so I don't think you'll go too far wrong. And as I say, I've been running one for over a year now and not broken anything either. So yeah, don't worry too much. I think now we just need to get the front down a bit. But I've got a method for that. We can't get the front down. Oh, that's a shame. And the front's actually already hitting. The front's as low as it will go. This scoop here is actually hitting the top of the suspension arms. So that is as low as that is going. Oh, that's a real shame. Anyway, it's sitting a lot flatter than it was. Right, well, I think we can go ahead and glue those in place. What's the time? 11:30 here in the UK. Pretty sure all of you guys should be at work. It is 11:30 in the evening here. Just getting a few bits done while I can. Good evening, anyone that has just tuned in. Just seen a few people pop up. Hello. We are doing a bit of work here tonight on some mini Zeds and some buggies. John, whereabouts are you? I thought... Right, this is my favourite adhesive. It is extremely nasty stuff, but Zoom call tomorrow, Vast. Yes, please do. I'll be around in the evening, this sort of time, I think. Tennessee. Nice, I didn't realise that. Yeah, let's have a catch up tomorrow and we can discuss everything, including dragsters. Right. Have a good one. Take care. Right, so with this, all you need to do is just prime. Yeah. Prime the surfaces. It's a solvent, so it's just gonna melt the surface and get these stuck really nice and strong again. Look forward to seeing what you come up with. It's going to be pretty cool. I am, yeah. Certainly be a first. It will certainly be a first. Well, I thought this car was going to need a lot more work than it did. I'm very happy with it for the price that I paid. I think really all we need to do is, well, I think just really run it. That's probably what we should do. I was wondering about We could put a modified motor in it. What do we think? What do we think? Should we put, got a PN Racing 70 turn motor I could pop in here. That might be more interesting. Actually, there's a bit more work we need to do to this. I think we need a few motor wires done, moved around. Let's do that. Needs a new foam on the steering wheel. Right, this is just a little pot of chopped up bits of ABS that I just keep as a kind of little paste, little gap filler. Just going to use it to reinforce a few of the little joints. I'm missing my favourite tool at this particular point in time, which is a bit of a shame, but there you go. So just going to mix up a little bit of paste and use that. Make sure these clips don't go anywhere. Okay. Just pop a bit on the back of the clips. Just helps bond those on so we don't have any accidents while we're racing. Nothing worse than the body falling apart on you. Well, say nothing worse. Motor wires coming off is probably worse, but we'll sort that out in a second. Good evening to anyone else that has just joined us. A few people have just turned up. Hope you're all having a good Thursday. We are nearly at the weekend, thank goodness. I've had a stressful afternoon trying to sort out a new phone that I got myself. We are still on the old phone at the moment. So this mix here is MEK, which is a horrible, nasty, forgotten the word, horrible, nasty solvent mixed with ABS offcuts. And I just use it as a sort of gluey paste to bond bits of body back together, or together. Does work very well indeed. You can kind of use it as a filler and all sorts. A lot of the sort of crawler guys use it. That's kind of where I learnt about it. Good for when you're doing custom custom builds and stuff on the crawlers. They're just putting a couple of little bits in here just to help keep the clips from popping off. By the time you've done all of this, they're on there pretty permanently. Now, likewise with these mini Zs, if you ever crack these bodies, and they can, using the MEK to glue them back together is the best solution. You can just put it on with a very small paintbrush, and it will wick its way into the cracks and sort of melt itself back together without really doing a huge amount. And it gives you a nice solid, almost as strong as it was at the start before it broke. So as horrible as it is, and obviously use it in a well ventilated area, it does work very well. So I think that is that sorted. Let's do a little work quickly. Put that to the side. So with these, it's the same on all of the mini Zs, really. The motor wires, especially these older ones, are very stiff, so they don't flex, and they always tend to break at the motor. So once you can get it out of the holders, we're just going to pop off the top plate and then rewire it, because if these wires go in the middle of a race, chances are you could well fry the board. So we'll just pop this apart and maybe replace the wires with some silicone ones, which will then allow the back end to move a little freer. So not only are we reducing the chances of the car, I don't want to say it, but blowing the car up from a short circuit, we're also going to make it perform a whole lot better as well. So yeah, and then maybe at the same time we'll put this motor in. I think we probably should, shouldn't we? Should we do a motor upgrade? What do you think, people? Motor upgrade or not? This is going to be interesting. I didn't realise this rear end was so different. I'm going to be stuck on a 6-tooth pinion. That's a shame. Oh, that's frustrating. I'm going to have to try and locate some motor plates for it. I didn't realise that these were different, and the chap didn't have any spare parts with it. So it's going to be a matter of finding the Le Mans motor plates. So there we go, that is the stock motor out. I'm just going to grab a got a couple of options for motor upgrades. I've got an X-Speed one, which I'm not sure if it's good or not. Or I've got the, I'm going to go grab the other one. 2 seconds. see if this one fit. I've got the PN Racing 50 turn. Do these fit in this? Yes, it should do, shouldn't it? Oh, yes, it should do. Let's go with the PN one. Had this kicking around for ages, so might as well throw it in there. It's pretty shiny. And then we can race it in the modified class, perhaps. Maybe, I can't remember. Can't remember if we're allowed longer wheelbase or not. Oh, that's a bit. It's a bit loose. That's not going to work. Maybe we won't be. What's it say? Very loose. Oh well, we'll leave it as is. Might just need a dab of super glue or something. Let's pop a tiny bit of super glue on there. See if we can make it stay. Good evening, anyone that has just joined us. We are just doing a little bit of work on the Mini Zs tonight on a new car that I just picked up. It was a bit of a gamble, this one. I wasn't sure what it was going to come like. But I think we're winning, kind of. Should probably run this motor in, but we'll I'll get it fitted first and then we can worry about that. These are always a pain to get back in. Unless you get them just right, they don't want to know. Here we go. No. There we go. We're back. We're back together. There we go. That doesn't feel so good. That doesn't feel very good. Why is that then? Are all the motor mounts different on each model? Yeah, unfortunately they are. It's a bit of a pain. I didn't realise that the Le Mans version, the 128mm had a different rear pod. So I learned something new there. They're very similar to the MR04, but not. I'll just double check. But, no. Might be the easiest solution though. Might be the easiest solution is to swap to an MR04 pod. I don't know, maybe I can just pick up. So the annoying thing with the Kyosho stuff is just to get one tiny part you end up having to spend $10–20 on other bits that you don't need. And if you need two parts, you end up spending a fortune. Which is why I've had a habit of, when things go wrong, you end up just buying a new car. Right, let's see what this motor does. That PN motor was just making things bind right up. What's even more strange with the Kyosho parts is you'll want one part for the front end and it will come packaged with a load of parts for the rear end or something like that, which are completely irrelevant. Oh, that's better. That was strange. Using that PM motor, it seems to make everything go a bit tight. I'm gonna go back to the stock motor for a second. Yeah, so why come? I mean, they probably do it on purpose, don't they? Really? I'd love to know the reason, if not. If anyone's got any questions, please, as always, drop them down in the comments. Or just let us know what you're up to. What you got planned for the weekend? I know I've got a... This is an interesting one. So this the PN motor seems to bind up the diff. The mesh seems to be way too tight. I don't get how. Doesn't really make sense. Kyosho X speed motor is sort of sitting in the middle. Let's try the PM one again. Good evening, people. Hello, welcome. Having just a bit of a chilled one tonight. De-stressing, bit of chat. Having a mess around with the Mini Zs on this new little car that I picked up. Bit of a bargain basement car. But as always, struck with a few unexplainable issues. Right, we've gone 12 o'clock here. So if this doesn't work, I'll throw it out the window and go to bed. Hasn't quite gone to plan. There you go. I'm not too sure. Why don't we plug it in and see what happens. Let's put some batteries in this thing. Right. Put some screws back in the motor. See what it sounds like. Now, top tip, whenever you're putting these things back together, whenever you screw into plastic, do one rotation backwards until you find the screw drop into place, and then continue going forwards. That way you are a lot less likely to strip out the plastics. Right, I have seen this running on the video, so I know it did run. Let's hope it still runs. Here we go then. Oh, that doesn't sound good. Sounds like the mesh is super tight. Steering's all good. Oh, that's a bit better. If anything, the pinion was loose on the shaft. That's why I had to super glue it, and that's why I've just got super glue all over my hand. I can't quite decide whether it's can't decide if it's loose or not. Take the wheel off and have a look at the mesh. But yeah, like it had come across my mind whether that was happening, but these stock pinions are not great. I prefer to run. No, it is tight. How can that be? How can that be? I'm confused. I'm confused. How can... Let's go back and do a swap. Go back to the stock motor. I don't get... Should I pop the pinion off, see what it sounds like? That'll be a start, wouldn't it? Super glue everywhere now. No. I mean, it's not as tight as, it's not sliding the differential on and off. It engages without any sort of friction as such. Obviously this motor's got a lot stronger magnets, but the mesh is very tight. I think there's more there than I would choose. Let's see what visually it looks like going back to that stock motor. See if it visually looks any different. I can't see how it, I can't see why it should, but let's do it anyway. If it doesn't look any different, then I'll just run it. I do need to find these extra motor plates, so I will have to go have a look, see if I can find a parts diagram. Right, it's the stock motor back in with the stock pinion. Drive shaft. Yeah. Maybe I'm worrying too much. I mean, it's still tighter. Still tighter than I would like, but I think it's not far off different, not far off the same. So maybe I am just worrying a little bit too much. So let's run with it. Go back to the PN one. Hopefully, if we switch motor plates and pinions, I'll swap to a PN pinion as and when I get the motor plates, and hopefully that will solve a few more issues. So what we need to do now is just rewire those plugs into the board. So it's just tidy up. We're just going to rewire these cables. These actually feel fairly good. They're not the best, but I think they'll do. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, maybe we'll change them. They don't feel amazing. So we'll just get the soldering iron out and just switch those over. Now, thinking ahead on what I'm going to do to my buggy, I need to sort that out for Monday. We've got racing again. Got to decide whether I fix up the Micro B or do a very quick build on the Spec B and swap over some electronics to the Spec B. I am wondering about putting the brushless motor in the Spec B. Can't quite decide. Anyway, let's get this sorted. I've got some silicone wire here. We will just whop this on quickly. I think this stuff is a bit better, he says. Don't know if it is. Doesn't feel amazing. I have bought a load of new silicone wire here as well. This stuff does feel pretty good. Just does pay just to get half decent, nice flexible wire. It just allows the rear end to work a little better. We're going to go with that. It's the softest one I've got. Seem to cause absolute chaos when I do these live streams. Stuff goes absolutely everywhere. Apologies for the mess. Now, as I said, I have got this new phone that if I can get working, which seems to be the story of my life at the moment, hopefully quality of footage and videos and live streams will go up. So I really am hoping it's going to pay off. Hello John, yes, the boats behind me are radio controlled, if you want to have a look. There they are. I have got a, this one here is a DF95. It's like a one design class, just under a meter long, 95 centimeters. And then over my other shoulder is a sister boat, which is a DF65, just a smaller version. Again, a one design class. That gets raced a lot of places. Yeah, so those are the two boats I've got here. I have also got some slightly larger ones, but they won't fit in here, so I'll keep those next door. Just going to plug you guys back in again. Apologies for that. They are a lot of fun. They require, you wouldn't think it, but they are very technical. To to sail and to set up. There is a lot, as much, if not more, than a car to learn about. Trying to set the sails and read the wind and avoid people. You got rules to worry about in sailing. So you got all of that to do. There's a lot to think about, and stuff happens very quickly. So it's good fun though. It's good fun, and I do all right at it. I seem to do all right. So yeah, give it a go if you get a chance. Find a local club, pop down. Normally everyone's pretty friendly. They're also normally about 2 generations older than myself. I'm by no means young, but in the sailing community, I seem to be a spring chicken. But as I say, it's great fun. So yeah, give it a go if you get a chance. All right, just starting off on this wiring. I will just get the first few little bits done and then show you exactly how I do this. I was shown this by someone else a good few years ago, and it was a very good idea of them, and it works extremely well. So I like to share this tip because it can make a hell of a difference. Difference between blowing up your car and not. Both of those boats I actually managed to pick up on Facebook. Actually, no, one of them was Facebook Marketplace. It was a proper bargain. I do like my bargains. And the other one I got off a local old boy. They do come up for sale. If you're patient enough, they come up for sale nice and cheap. 470s. I used to race 420s back in my school days. Very similar boat. Incidentally, we went to a boat show just, I think it was last weekend. Yeah, I was chatting to some people about the 420s and 470s there. Bit of a trip down memory lane. Do you like a bit of sailing? Still go sailing myself. Do you still sail? Just been teaching my 7-year-old son to sail. He's now got his first Optimist. I've been going out in that with him. Right, we're nearly there with this. Good evening to anyone that has just joined us. Welcome. We are just having a bit of a chilled out session tonight, doing a few repairs, opening a few boxes, and having a bit of a chat. So please join in. Don't be shy. Give us a shout if you've got any questions. Let us know where you're watching from. Always keen to hear. Got a few. One person from Canada and one person from, where was it? I can't remember now. Tennessee, was it? Tennessee. Yeah. Right. Okay, I will show you guys what I'm doing here in a second. Just getting this last wire back on. There is a reason for all of this. Chiming in from Virginia. Nice. Good evening. Hope you're well. Hope the weather is good with you. Welcome to the live stream. There we go. We are nearly there. Done the hard part now. And I think once we've done this, we will call it a night. Weather is wonderful finally. Nice. Glad you've got some sunshine. Likewise here. It seems like we have turned the corner and we are heading into the spring. The flowers are out. The sun was shining today. And it was lovely and warm. We've had an incredibly wet few months here in England. Floods everywhere. But looking forward to a good summer, hopefully. Right, here we go then. Last little bit. There we go. Hello, Lennon. You're back. Have you bought a car yet? That's what we all want to know. Right. Ah, nice. Micro 2 with a VW body. I kind of got the bits to do that myself, actually. I do love driving the Micro T. It's one of my favourite cars, actually. Do we need that? We need that. Maybe we do need that. Never experienced these Mini Z Le Mans style ones, so I'm learning quite a lot tonight. Ah, nice one, well done. Congratulations on your purchase. Look forward to hearing how it goes. Hope you get it by the weekend. Oh, nice. Yeah, the blue and silver one. Is it blue and silver? Yeah, blue and silver. Nice. Nice. I had my first Tamiya was back in the 80s and was a lunchbox. And I bought my son one for his, oh, we've got some issues. Got some breakages here. I think that was probably already broken. I didn't realise it. I think it'll stay together actually. I think it's all right. Yeah. So I got my son a lunchbox as well for his, I think it was his 4th Christmas, which he still drives a lot. Would you mind powering on your little truck and doing a little lap with it? I've not got really anywhere to drive it at this particular second. Certainly not enough room in my office here. Take a look at. I don't know that I've even got any footage of it. Take a look online. There are some much better videos than I could get in my office right here. It's a fantastic car. You won't be disappointed. Right. Okay, I suppose I should have shown you guys what I've just been up to. Right, so basically the main thing is that these wires, and you can't really see because it's all black on black now, but these wires going into the speed controller, you kind of end up turning them back on themselves, and so instead of the wires coming straight back out of the speed controller, you actually go into the car first and then do a U-turn and then come back out again. That way it takes the pressure off the solder joints, and they don't, it's the wire that's flexing rather than the joint. Yeah, then it doesn't break and it doesn't end up toasting your circuit board. Mini width. Mini width as in mini Z width. Oh dear me, apologies. What kind of SX24 do you have? I have the Jeep and the Gladiator. I have a custom build which I did myself, which is running on the, can't remember. I'll grab it in 2 seconds. I have a couple of them, yeah. I have the oh, what's that old? The Betty. I have a Betty. And my son has a, what we just built it, it's the Mears Racing bodied truck. Yeah, you do have to be careful with the motor wires. If they do come off and short circuit onto something, it has a habit of taking the whole board out with it, which is incredibly expensive mistake, which is why I'm so careful about what I do with them. Same on all of these cars. You just got to be double sure that you're not going to short anything out. It happens on the buggy. Happens on the buggies as well. Although recently I have managed to learn to replace some of the MOSFETs, which can be a massive save. Not crazy hard to do. I mean, it's pretty tricky, but not impossible. Right, I'm not quite happy with this just yet. I think those wires might just want to go below that. On-road tyres for a Micro T, interesting. We were talking about, well, we were talking about that drag car earlier, weren't we? Trying to find some foams to fit the Micro T. Don't know quite what we're going to just use just yet, but it'll be interesting either way. Right, is this going to help? I should have taken a picture of what it was like at the start. This whole damper that I've got on here is Lennon, the Micro B. The Micro B, now you need to be a bit careful because there are a number of different cars that all have very similar names. The Micro B by HPI, I think it is, or Maverick, is it HPI Maverick or something like that? Is the same as the Spec B. The Micro T is obviously lossy. I might get shot down for it, but I think that the lossy Micro T is actually the more fun of the two cars to drive. It jumps very nicely indeed. So certainly for around the house, if you're just messing about, it's a lot of fun. And with a few, if you don't mind doing a few modifications, they are incredibly competitive with the buggy on the track. You do need, okay, the Micro B is the same as the Spec B, so it runs into the same sort of issues that the Spec B has. So it depends how you feel about those, really. Once they sort out those issues that we talked about earlier, then I think the Spec B and Microbe are going to be very, very competitive cars. Am I going to get my hands on a K10 SCX30? I would love to get my hands on a K10 SCX30. Bit tight for cash at the moment, so I don't have anything ordered yet, put it like that. I've probably got a few other things that I need to try and get. Good morning, it is morning now, it is 12:30 in the morning. Yeah, I really would love to get a couple more SCX30s to play with. I am going to be modding my current SCX30, which means that I'll be without a stock SCX30, which I don't like the idea of, because I do like the stock ones. They just look so cool. So yeah. Oh really? They're out of stock that long? I did see it in March, I think it was, that I saw, but could well be. I have a feeling I might know where I can get one from if I really did want one. Yeah, I could be tempted, but at the same point, I'm not in any rush, really. I've got a few other things that I would quite like to buy for making videos and stuff. I'd quite like to get a gimbal to help do a bit of filming with. I just purchased a new phone to hopefully get some better quality footage with. I've got the grey Bronco SCX30, and my son's got the green Jeep. We got them before Christmas, so it was before the oh, something in my eye. It was before they came out. Before the K10s came out. The green, yeah, sorry, the green SCX30 is my son's. I'm wondering if I could use lossy micro electronics on the Mini Z. Lossy micro electronics on the Mini Z. Unlikely is my thoughts on that. I had the pleasure of having to mess around with the electronics on one of my Mini Zs, just switching parts between the two lots of Mini Z electronics, and I couldn't even get that to work. So I think the chances of running a different brand is extremely unlikely unless you change it to somehow run a servo instead of the standard Mini Z type thing. Yeah. If it was it, there was someone mentioning a pan car Mini Z. If it's a pan car, then perhaps. What effect do you think the lower turn motors have on the K10? Yeah, so the Ford and the Jeep have got the lower turn motors. I don't have an issue with them. I think they're fine. I mean, it's a crawler or a trail truck. I'd rather have the slower speeds than the faster speeds. Okay, there we go. We've neatened that up a little bit now. Just played around with the length of some of those wires. I've got them sat underneath the disc damper, nice and out of the way, and nice and free moving. So quite happy with that now. Get the disc damper back on, and then I need to try and order a few parts to fix it. So is it going to work out as much of a bargain as it was originally? Maybe not, but hey ho. But anyway, yeah, motors, I'm quite happy with the 65 turn. Oh, the yeah, 65 turn. Is that the MRO4, Nate? There's been a lot of issues with MRO4s. It seems like Kyosho did something to their manufacturing, and the quality of the electronics went kind of downhill. I Don't know what the story is there, but I've heard too many stories about steering issues, and I've had them myself, so I know there are issues there. Right, let's remember how this went back together. Yeah, you can run the mini Zs on rechargeables, no issue at all. I'll show you in just 2 seconds. So essentially you can use pretty much any AAA. It doesn't really make a huge amount of difference, whether it's an Amazon Basic or some of these ones, which are the Kyosho branded ones, which are the pink Performance. It used to be Orion, but they for some reason changed their name to Pink Performance. Slightly random name, I don't know how they came up with that, but there you go. But yeah, any AAA rechargeables. It's funny, I found loads of things recently that just won't work on rechargeables, which is, I find very bizarre, but there you go. In this day and age, it seems a bit crazy. Hello, Justin. Good evening. Let us know where you're calling from, watching from, calling from. Ugh. We've had a bit of a random night tonight. A bit of tinkering around with the mini Zs, a bit of a play around with the micro Bs, and a bit of a chat with someone about a project that might be coming about. I'll find a bit more about it tomorrow. But do rewatch this and you will find out what we were talking about. I think I do remember you. I have a terrible memory, so apologies if I don't. Hello, good evening. No worry about LVC with mini Zs. You do well to run a battery out in a mini Z. You can run these things for like half an hour, and they just start going a little bit slow. That's all, and then you just switch them out. But yeah, that is one of the great things about mini Zs, is they're so simple. Can't really go wrong with them. Yeah, exactly that. Exactly that. Bit of friction in this rear shock pivot. Just making sure I can get it loosened up. I think we might be coming to the end of this live stream. I think we made a bit of progress this evening. If anyone has got any questions, feel free to pop them in the comments quickly. There we go. Now it is a bit of a shame that we couldn't get that body to sit lower down, but hopefully this is all gone off nice and hard now. Yeah, great to chat to all you guys. I really do enjoy it. I don't get much time to chat. My wife's not that interested in cars, so having all you guys to chat to is really great, and I think it's a nice little escape, isn't it, really? Getting to chat to people with similar interests. There you go. I'm first going to show you how it's now sitting. We've now got that back end sitting really nice and low. If anything, it could have come up a tiny bit. I was hoping to get the front down lower, but it's not going to go. It's a bit of a design flaw in this, really, to be honest. There is very little room for the arms to actually travel up on the front without it hitting. They were trying to be just a tiny bit too clever. We'll pop some batteries in it in a second. I haven't got a track to set out at the moment to give it a drive on, but we will be driving it. I'm going to drive it. Well, it'll be in just over a week's time. Well, no, I probably will. I might put the track out at home at some point. But body is ever so tricky to get off. You can be assured that there's no chance of that body coming off during a race. The suspension on these things is very simple. You've got a friction shock on the top there, and then you've got what you call a disc damper there. You put a tiny bit of grease on there, and that just gives it a little bit of friction, slows everything down, both roll and fore and aft. Front is just a little cantilever suspension arm, and there's a modification that you can do to these video on the channel, and we'll do that maybe next time. But yeah, all very basic, but works very well. Pop a couple of batteries in it, just get it run up again, and then I'm going to call it a night. Good evening to everyone that is watching us right now. Thank you very much for tuning in. I do try to do a live stream every Thursday night and Monday evening, over here that is. The Monday evening is normally at racing, where I run the club. Ooh. There we go. Leave a bit of space. Oh, we were in training mode. Hello, good evening. There we go. Now we're talking. Holy moly. Oh. 7:48 p.m. in Virginia. Oh, now it's humming. Be sure always to take your Mini Z out of training mode. Lesson learned there. Does sound a little bit tight, but I think once we get a better pinion on there and get those other motor plates, get it on a 8-tooth pinion, this thing's gonna fly. Oh, there you go. Bit of a burnout. Love a burnout. Yeah, there you go then. That is, I think we're going to end on that high. It's been a day of frustrating lows for me, but I'm going to go battle with my phone and see if I can get that working for tomorrow. But thank you very much for everyone tuning in and chatting. It has been a pleasure as always. Any last questions, please pop them down there. But otherwise, take care, have a good Friday and good weekend, and I will catch you in the next one. Good night.